So the Houston Chronicle published an article on Proposition 3, and needless to say, I could gouge my eyes the fuck out. I got on TikTok in order to educate the public on the lies that they have been receiving from shows like Breaking Bond on Fox 26 News with Randy Wallace and Andy Kahan, because they have been misleading the public about what's going on for years. I've made several videos on specific cases that I pulled up. I also made a video about how Crime Stoppers of Houston's funding was decimated after the passage of the O'Donnell Decree, in which we were no longer holding people in pretrial for misdemeanors. Breaking Bond with Randy Wallace and Andy Kahan presented the O'Donnell Decree as felony bail reform, even though it had nothing to do with felonies. Most of their stories and reporting had to do with judges in Harris County following the state constitution and our bail laws. And in this article, Andy Kahan is quoted as saying, hey, the judges were just doing what they were supposed to do, which is fucking insane because they've spent the last 7 fucking years, lying to the public and accusing our judges of misconduct. They have allowed the public to believe by either their shitty journalism or their nefarious goals that our judges were doing bad things. I could not be more, I'm angry. I'm also angry that Andy Kahan was not challenged in the goddamn article, because we have 7 years of evidence of him and Randy pretending as if there was misconduct in the behavior and the decision of our judges. And that's a fucking problem. Crime Stoppers of Houston was broke as fuck leading into 2020 because they were no longer getting money from the convictions that were happening because people were in pretrial on misdemeanors and they were taking plea deals. They're no longer getting the funding from that. They get funded by every conviction. They were broke. And I can't wait for this election to be over so I can return my focus back to Breaking Bond with Randy Wallace and Andy Kahan and the rest of things going on in Harris County. Their segments have been all over the state of Texas in order to persuade voters to vote for things like this based on bullshit numbers. I've talked about them before. I think they said, 168 people were killed between 2021 and 2024 while they were out on bond. And while that may be true, that completely leaves out the fact that, number one, it was the time in which violent crime was high around the nation during the pandemic. Whether you were in a rural area or an urban area, the crime and the violence were high due to the pandemic and the instability. The 168 people, and I could be wrong on the exact number, but I'll post it up, out of 150,000 people out on bond. Not even a full percent. It's like 0.11%. It's bullshit. They're liars, and they should go to fucking hell. I'm tired of the lies. I'm tired of them stripping away our rights. And that's something that should not be happening right now at a time when we have the federal government that is attacking our local communities. If you go look at Project 2025, it says explicitly, if local governments are not prosecuting crimes as they are supposed to, they're going to come here. They will arrest the elected officials and they will prosecute the crimes themselves. So all they have to do is come accuse you of crime. We have watched this administration lie to federal judges for months. Most recently in the Portland and Oregon case. I made videos on that. The judge told them, no, you may not activate the National Guard in Oregon. They said, okay, fine. This was after Portland and Oregon had provided ample evidence that the accusations being presented by the federal government and the Department of Justice were lies. They had zero qualms lying to a federal judge. Then after she told them, don't activate the fucking National Guard, they took the goddamn National Guard from California and sent them to fucking Oregon. She had to have an emergency hearing on a Sunday fucking night to ask them, what the fuck are you doing? To which they said, what do you mean? We didn't activate the National Guard in Oregon. We just moved it from California. We totally followed what you were saying. We also have the DOJ attorney that was a whistleblower back in the summertime with that Abrego Garcia case, used him being with MS-13, and they're saying, they're telling attorneys in the Department of Justice to fuck what the judges say. We're going to do what the fuck we want to do. Yes, we are going to lie to these judges. We do not fucking care. What is it that you all don't understand about what's happening? Every time we eliminate rights in this nation, which they're going to violate, how about we fucking not help them? Because they will accuse me of threatening them with assault with a deadly weapon, bodily harm, because I'm on here talking about them and talking about what they are doing. If they want to make up something to present to a judge, they will do it. It doesn't matter if it's not true. It does not matter. We're in the dictatorship and we have to start fighting back. The easiest, cheapest, non-pressure thing that we can do is reject all these goddamn amendments. Check my Substack in my bio, check my goddamn videos. Stop operating as if these people are fucking sane and they're operating in good faith, because they are not. Bye.